Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. God bless you all today. Hope you all had an awesome Christmas. Hope you all are still enjoying yourself, using this time to relax. Want to come on and be an encouragement this morning. I had an encounter that started on Christmas Eve. God led me to a particular convenience store randomly. It seemed random, but I realized that it was all designed by God. It was a divine connection, a divine assignment. So I went to this convenience store Christmas Eve night, and I ran into, excuse me, a homeless couple. So I ran into them, and God just led me on to how to help them. And it's just amazing how God allowed things to unfold and how humble they were. And they didn't try to take advantage, of the situation, and they could have. And it's just such a blessing on how God led me to ask them. It was all God, y'all. It's nothing about me, because it's all God. God, I only do what God lead me and guide me to do. And I only can be good or love people right, or be the right type of mother, or to be a right type of friend, or to be a right type of daughter, or be who I need to be on my job and that in my home life, work life. I only can be that, y'all, because of the God inside of me. I only can be that because of the relationship I have. So it's not that I'm so great, it's who's inside of me is the greatest. So I don't want, that to be misconstrued that this is for me to get the glory, because I owe all the praise, all the glory to God, because He is the wonderful person. He give me great ideas. He give me a mindset to help somebody. It's all God, nothing about me. So getting back to the story, but God had me to tell them, get whatever you want out of the store. Y'all, that's a message all in itself. Imagine that's just like going to your mailbox, or that's just like somebody writing you a blank check. Just I just want to remind you all that God care about you that much, because He led me to say that. Because it's not like I have so much that I can give, but God, if He had me to say that, that means that He was going to foot the bill. He was going to make sure that I can afford whatever they needed. They were so humble, they wanted to get one sandwich to share the sandwich. And I said, oh, no. You get a sandwich and you get a sandwich. And they say, well, we've been used to, that's how we normally would do. And I told the husband, I said, okay, look at me. Get whatever you want. And, I end up encouraging them to get, okay, did you want anything else? Is there anything else that you've thought about or desired and you just haven't had the means to get it? So we finished with the store, and we had a conversation. They was telling me about someone had recently stolen all of their belongings. So they didn't even have blankets. And I'm not sure where you are or where you been during Christmas Eve and Christmas, but it's been very cold outside. Very cold. So long story short, I came home and I had blankets, and God allowed me, I had different stuff that was around the house that was an overflow for me that I was able to bless them with, basically. And, that's something. God blesses us so we can be a blessing to somebody else. So I was able to bless them with that, and some socks in my drawer that I saw that I haven't been using, but I have it. It's mine, but I haven't been using it. So yesterday I was cooking because my son had requested some items for me to cook on Christmas, and I was a little tired at times, but I continued to cook, and I had 30 pieces of chicken, and at first it's only me and my son, and maybe my mom was gonna come over, so I was like, probably not gonna cook that much chicken, but something said go ahead and do it. But the whole time that the couple had been on my mind anyway, so I cooked all the chicken, and then so I had once again an overflow of food. I had an abundance of food. So I went to look for them after I had cooked and everything. And when I went to look for them, I asked them had they ate today. And they told me no, they haven't ate anything today. So I said, okay. I talked to them. We had a conversation for a while. And then I said, okay, I'll be back because I'm going to the house to get food. And I actually told them what I cooked. One person ate, didn't like the collard greens. So I said, okay, I won't put that on your plate. And, so it's just treating people like humans. Treating people how you would want to be treated if you were in that situation. And Lord knows I've been in some situations where I felt like my back was against the wall. I've been in some situations where I felt like it was just nobody but me and God. So how can I not do something? We take for granted how many times we're able to go to the restroom or the bathroom and have tissue, and we have the luxury of having paper towel, or we take it lightly and take it for granted. And sometimes we complain about things in this world it makes me think back to old messages where I've been talking about we be grateful and have an attitude of gratitude, because it's somebody out there doing worse than you. And it was so amazing how it all unfolded. And I have a message about be the change that you want to see. So a lot of times we have to be the feet and the arms for God right here on this earth. We are the ones that he's telling us to reach people for him. Use our feet, be the soldiers on earth for God, to work for God. You don't always have to go hand somebody a Bible, but the love that you're showing from your heart speaks. It speaks because God is love. So I was able to go back and get them food, but on the time of me going back, I actually took my son just to be in the car with me, because we've had times where him and I were just praying together, and randomly he began to pray for the homeless. So I want my son to be able to see, the Bible said if you train up a child in the way that they should go, when they get old, they won't stray away from what you're training them up to do. So I want to be able to set that example and show him that we're going to help people, irregardless of their skin color. It doesn't matter about that. God loves all of us. And if we can help somebody, this is what we're called to do, to be helpers one to another. So we were able to go together and bless them. God reminded me that I had a leather jacket in the closet that I can't even wear anymore. I've had it for some time, but it's still nice. I was able to bless them with that. It's just so amazing how God works. We all have opportunities to help somebody in some way, in some form or fashion. We all have opportunities to help somebody. It's just a matter of, are we taking full advantage of the opportunities that God are allowing us to have? When I was talking to, and I won't say their names for their privacy's sake, and for me loving them already, and I just met them, but he reminded me that how he's treated sometimes when he has a sign beside the road and certain cars that won't stop by. And those are like maybe the cars that $100,000 cars, but they won't stop by. But if he see maybe a car that maybe it's a older van, or maybe their window won't work, or they have to open a door, but they'll actually give to him. And it reminded me, so he was telling me about the cars, and it reminded me that excuse me, It reminded me of how we can do, how often sometimes we judge, and how he reminded me, he said, he talked about, all right, I'm back, y'all. Apologize for the interruptions. But he reminded me of, he thought about putting a sign up and saying, I was your neighbor last year, because situations happened in him and his wife's life that actually they haven't always been homeless, and they just been homeless since September because of an accident of somebody running him over, and he wasn't able to afford to work anymore, and he's actually injured, and that's what's going on in their life. But it doesn't even matter how they got there. It doesn't even matter why they are there, but they're in need. And it's just amazing that, sometimes we can't judge the book by the cover. And if God tell you to do something, or he tell you to bless somebody, it's a good idea just to do it. You don't have to even try to figure everything out. You don't have to try to ask a backstory or why you're homeless, or you should do this or you should do that. Just do within your means to do to bless somebody. And this is a longer video than normal, and I know your time is precious, but I just hope that through this story that it helped you to see something a different way, in a different light. And I hope this message blessed you. Be encouraged. This lets you know, once again, that God cares for you, that God is paying attention to what you're praying about, that God is paying attention to what you're thinking about. So all these messages that I've been posting, they're all coming together. All coming together. They're all relevant to the season that we're in right now. We got to be helpers to one another. We got to love one another. And we can't put God in a box, because God can show up. I remember my grandmother them used to talk about how, our people used to testify about a check just randomly showed up in the mail. So for them, their check just randomly popped up at the convenience store for them, because God cares. God loves everybody, and like we should love everybody. We may not always like what people do, but that's not our that's not the battle. The battle is loving people through what they're going through. And if you can help somebody, help pull them through. God bless y'all. God love you. May God keep you. Until next time, have a blessed day.